All right, let's talk about the arguments keyword and how we can use it to get infinite arguments. But I'm actually going to dive a little bit deeper. So first, let's explain what an argument actually is. Now, since the word arguments takes advantage of the this keyword internally, you can only use it in a regular function. So you cannot use it in an arrow function. Okay, so function, I'll just call this run. Let's have two arguments, A and B. Then we're gonna console.log A and B. And then we're also gonna console.log, I'll call this args, and type in arguments. See how it turns gold? Because it's a key word. Now I'm gonna run 1 and 2. We see our console.log, and then we see args right here. Hey, it looks like an array, right? But it's actually not. Let's delete this. Let's do, instead of this, we're gonna check if it's an array with array.isArray arguments. And we get false, okay? Now, this arguments object is array-like, but it's not an array. So when something is array-like, it just means that you can convert it to an array. But if you don't convert it, you cannot use array methods. So let's say if we try to do arguments.map, let's just add like a string to it like this, 24. It says arguments.map is not a function. That's because arguments is not really an array yet. Now we're going to convert it to an array using ES6 spread operator. So we're going to spread the arguments here, and now we're going to map it. Okay, so instead of add that, let's just add the letter A so you can see. See, we pass in 1 and 2. Now we have 1A and we have 2A. What happens if we call run with another argument? You see, the arguments keyword still works, even though we only defined it with 2. So this means we can get infinite arguments without providing any parameters in the definition here. We can just simply pass it like this. Okay, let's try sum. So now we want this to sum however many or however few numbers that we pass in. How do we do that? Well, first of all, instead of converting the arguments to an array down here, we can just convert it up here. Args, like this. And the spread operator will automatically convert array-like objects into true arrays, okay? So now we can do something like, let's say, return args.reduce accumulator init, returning accumulator plus init. Okay, and then if I run this over here, whoops, this is now called sum. Sorry about that. See, we get that, and we just sum 1 and 2, we get 3. We sum a bunch of random things, it still works. Okay, so using the spread operator and using the arguments keyword is actually very useful. Okay, now once again we can do find average like this too. Okay, and then this just gives us the sum, and then we're going to divide by args.length. Okay, and then let me change this to average. Okay, and then let's do 1, 2, and 3 right here. The average of 1, 2, and 3 is 2. Cool, right?